Hello, church family. It's Thursday, and this is your weekly update. And today I'd like to share a passage from you from Acts. Found this today in my daily reading. Acts 2:42. They devoted themselves to the apostles' teaching, to fellowship. Two important things that are critical for God's people to do. I think this is a proscriptive and prescriptive verse, meaning it is both describing what the early church did, and in addition to that, it is prescribing what we are to continue to do as God's people. Two critical things that are here. They devote themselves to the apostles' teachings. What is the apostles' teachings now? It's the Word of God. It's the Gospels and the letters of Paul and the other apostles that we see in the New Testament. So we're to devote ourselves to the teaching and the preaching of that. It's a primary responsibility. But it's not just that alone. And this is the part that we have sorely missed during the COVID-19 outbreak, and that is koinonia. That's the Greek word for fellowship. And I'd like to point out something here that's critically important. Koinonia, or fellowship, is only really possible between two people who are believers. This is why Paul warns starchly against those being unequally yoked with those that are not part of the faith, because being unequally yoked will prevent them from having a higher form of connection in the Christian faith as they share Christ together. So this morning, as we think through, or this afternoon, whatever time you're seeing this, be thankful that you can be part of a church that is devoted to the apostles' teachings, and that you have opportunities for fellowship. And those opportunities are in the Sunday school, in service, and also in missional community. And I hope you're getting plugged into one of those areas so that you can be having some koinonia. I know that it's been a little weird still with COVID-19, but as we get started back, I know we're going to plan on Sunday school being started back here in about 3 or 4 weeks, and excited about that. Maybe not all classes will start back at the same time, but hopefully by September we'll be back in the swing of things. Okay, a few things for Sunday, real quick. First of all, there will be no Sunday school. We're going to have a business meeting. We haven't had a business meeting since March. We've got new members to affirm. We have some business about church security stuff that Roger's going to be bringing to help save the church a little bit of money. We need to talk about the partnership with Scotland. We've had like 3 months to pray about that and think about that with Kenny Rogan and Hope Church at Abbymore. We were going to affirm the Equip Network and partnering with Southeastern Baptist Theological Seminary. I'd like to introduce the Equip team or Engage team. The Engage team is just going to be handling those areas of missions that have come up here recently since I've been pastor, not areas that are currently being served. We want to do everything we can to cast a wide net for Christ and get as many people involved with serving the Lord on a lot of levels. And I think the Engage team will provide that with us, and I'll explain more about that in the business meeting. I think it's time to maybe consider starting a new fund for a church sign. We've got the estimates in. All of them are over $22,000 out front. The one we have is going out, and so we need to do that sooner rather than later. And then I also like to encourage you the upgrades for the streaming service. So we're going to talk about all that. Because it's been a long time since we've had a business meeting, please, by how we've normally done it routinely monthly, please try to submit and keep your reports written as much as possible. If you have something burdensome and pressing that you need to share, by all means, we will let you share that. But if you can, just kind of put the reports and file them with the clerk that day. And that way we'll have time to handle all the motions that need to be taken care of. Trying to make this as much focused on motions as possible. Thank you all, and look forward to seeing you on Sunday. One last thing I want to say, Coffee with Grace, we're going to go ahead and open that back up in the fellowship hall. We're going to try to just practice good social distancing. There's nothing else that happens in the fellowship hall on Sundays anyway. You will still have to have your food brought to you by those volunteers that make that for you. So be sure you give them an extra thank, because it's a little more work for them right now to do this ministry. And so be sure you thank them, Keith and Randy and Scott and those guys that are in the kitchen helping them, and gals. I think they even recruit, twist the wives of their arms, or arms of their wives, and get them in there sometimes. So that'll be part of the Sunday routine as well. And so we're going to go ahead and add that back this Sunday. You can come in and eat, but just have a seat, and they'll bring that to you, and then they're going to wipe up and clean up after people when they leave. And that's it. Look forward to seeing you guys Sunday. Have a great day.